Hello and welcome to Heroes of Might and Magic 3 as we are beginning a new playthrough of the map Air Supremacy. This was a map added by the Horn of the Abyss mod as part of the patch that also introduced the factory town to the game. And the real purpose of this map is to show off the then new airships mechanic. Should be pretty interesting to see that in action. In my experience, these custom Horn of the Abyss maps tend to be extremely well made, so always interesting to delve into them. This is going to be a series, so if you would like to catch all episodes, do check the playlist link in the description. We're going to be playing as Factory, and our starting hero is going to be Henrietta. This is a medium-sized map, therefore Henrietta with her extra starting halflings should give us a nice strong start. Our opponents are going to be the other two Horn of the Abyss towns, Factory and Cove. With Factory being the other playable character, I don't actually know what to expect from the orange player. Should be interesting. See how that plays out. Playing on impossible difficulty, so we'll go with the starting bonus of extra gold. And yeah, let's jump in. Without a big interest, you look through the inviting letter from a company, a messenger delivered to you. Some merchants colourfully describe how their ships fly by air, and how that would change the very understanding of economy. They promise prosperity to your land in exchange to a good sum of investments in their business. What a nonsense, how could a ship fly? Only a little child fooled by a magician or a fair could believe that. Who do they think I am? With that said, you crumple the letter and throw it on the floor. So this map was clearly not designed by someone whose first language was English, but you kind of get the point. Henrietta does not believe airships are a thing. Okay, so these things cost us 200, we have exactly 200 left. This will help us block in our halflings, gives us a nice strong stack to get started with. We do have access to quite a few resources immediately, so I think we'd have to break through lots of wolf raiders to get to those two chests. Let's go to the east for now because we can go to the rally flag, which does allow us to go closer to the chest. Grab the 1500 gold, grab this too, and the mineral spring just there will give us a little bit of extra movement as well. I think it also gives us luck, let's confirm. Yeah, so Mineral Spring does give us that. We've also got a couple of other things from the previous rally flag we visited. So lots of peasants to access a mystical garden. This should be very straightforward. I'm still going to split these just as best practice, but yeah, don't need to play that out. It's going to be an extremely easy fight. Grab some gems, and we can still reach the Redwood Observatory. Should, however, perhaps go west so that we can get the water wheel. That will give us 500 gold. Then we can't reach the Redwood Observatory, but it will give us enough to recruit an extra hero. So the choices are Rion, who does come with a first aid tent, so could be kind of useful. But of course, Winona, the scouting specialist, really good to figure out what we're dealing with. Comes with a few extra units that are aligned with our faction. And I'm actually probably going to leave most of these units behind. And that's just so that Henrietta can pick them up later. Winona's going to go to the west, grab some gold, some wood. Let's grab as much gold as we can. I'm going to go to the chest first, then grab this gold. That brings us up to 3,500, which would actually be enough to go straight in for Rion. And we could also pick up Mafala, who has the armor specialty, and she would be a pretty good choice as a main, but potentially overdoing it, because Henrietta does still get the extra speed on the halflings, and really I think Mafala is one of those heroes who's better on longer maps. So let's go with Rion for now. We will take these units with us, and I think before we decide what to build, let's see if we can grab any more gold. So I don't know if this is supposed to be guarded, but we can actually access it. I guess we'll go for this. I'm not sure if that actually helps us, but yeah, we're going to go down, we're going to grab this gold, and that's as far as we can go. Let's go to the Fountain of Fortune, go to the windmill next turn. 1800 free to spend. We do actually already start off with a town hall, so we've got fairly decent income. If we go for the pen, that increases production, but we don't need that for now. The bank gives us 2500 gold, which helps kickstart things, but we don't need that either. So we do start with a Mage Guild too, which means City Hall is not too far off. We just need the Blacksmith and Marketplace. I'm going to go for Blacksmith so we can get that ammo cart as soon as possible. Let's end the turn there. Everyone in your court only discusses the magical airships. The news about the people calling themselves artificers, and really taking everyone who wants it for a ride in the sky, spreading too fast. Involuntarily, you think, what if some madmen really constructed a flying ship? The safety of your land owes a lot to the coasts. No ship can either leave or moor to. But what if some bandits would sail up to the coast and then move their ship to the air and fly above the sharp cliffs? Well, we'll see. I think we'll be doing that to our opponents most likely, assuming everything goes to plan, as we can go slightly further. We actually see an Acropolis town to the south. It's not expected. We push upwards, we can avoid the fight with the Wolf Raiders, so let's do that. Let's grab the knowledge as we pass through. Let's go up to this as well. Should have actually probably picked up a few units, pass those across to Henrietta, but I'm not seeing any particularly tough fights for now, so we can still make that work. We're going to bring Winona back, and she'll take some units next turn. So before we decide what to spend on a building, let's go for this. Start moving up. Henrietta is going to go to the Redwood Observatory. This will tell us a lot about the map. So if we look to the north, we can immediately see the town of Volta, which is guarded by a pack of Ogre Magi. Pretty tough opponent, but I think we could actually take that pretty soon. This is why we picked Henrietta. Already got 66 halflings, potentially got another 24 coming along. So that is a fight she could potentially take, and that gets us a big reward. Stable's also worth visiting. We can ignore the quest guard. Have to push through centaur captains, that shouldn't be too bad to do. Pack of stone golems should be very easy for us. Bellwether armadillos, we can do that too, but there is going to be probably a guard on the other side. Still, should be absolutely fine just to press on here. So I'm going to ignore these resources, we don't need them for now. A less important hero can waste movement points, picking those up. 1,000 gold to level up. Okay. So these map objects, they do appear in Heroes of Might and Magic 2, where they give you 1,000 gold. You don't have to pay for them, but of course the Learning Stone replaced those in this game, so they have been reintroduced. 2,000 gold instead of 1,000, but quite expensive. We could go for the marketplace, though. We do need a bit of wood, but if we just grab some wood from there, that would solve our problem. So if we go for this immediately, basic air magic we definitely do want, basic offense we definitely do want, and Henrietta's already looking like a pretty good option for a hero, which would save us from having to spend that extra gold on Mafala. So we'll go for the extra wood, we'll go back to the town, build the marketplace, and probably good to end the turn soon. We will take on the stone golem, should be quite easy to do. Could also go for the gold, but there's no need for that just yet. Hopefully we can still reach the sawmill for the end of the turn for a bit of extra wood, but I kind of doubt it. Should have split my stack some more, but if we absolutely need to, we should be able to kite these. See how much we do. 1 to 3 kills. This should still be fine. I should probably send these forward to try and bait them. Go forward with these. So these are now in range and they do go down. This stack isn't really going to do too much, but we'll just shoot and we will wait with the stack once again. We'll see if we can pull the stone golems upwards. There's no chance they get morale, so don't have to worry too much about that. Do a nice chunk to those. And let's wait. Armadillos start coming back. Yeah, no need to take any losses. Perfect, so 500 XP, we can't quite reach the sawmill, but that's fine, doesn't really matter too much. Winona stays in place, end the turn there. New turn begins. So we'll go for this, and I think we could still open this up just to get a bit more gold. It would be easy to do. Probably don't want to take on the imp cache just because, well, it could be done. Okay, so first off, we're going to go back to this. We're going to pick up all the extra units we can. Then I think Rion comes up. If he can grab some easy gold, let's do that. Although before we do, No, actually, we need to chain the units first. So she has to go to Rion, then Rion goes for the gold. Henrietta picks up the extra units, which she doesn't need for any fights, but she could go for the imp cache, and I guess that's the way we do it. So let's go for 2 mechanics, and that's all of our gold spent. And yeah, no easy access to anything else, so we'll put up with that for now. We'll move upwards. We'll go for this for the extra knowledge. Can't remember what this actually said. The airship dockyard of Bertram and Frederick Company opens the door. You will find us at the northwestern coast. Okay, so that's going to be quite some way off. Let's take a couple of these for the speed, of course. Extra movement points for having faster units. Then we'll move Rion up. Pass these across. Pass the first aid tent across as well. And if we need to sacrifice a few castle units, that should be fine. Bring all of these together. In fact, could maybe even split the halflings, because there's not going to be any huge stacks in here. Try like this instead. Rion needs to scooch out of the way. So there are quite a few enemies in there. Do we have a spell book? No, we don't. So at some point we do have to go back to the town, spend the gold on that. We should still be able to do this. Wow, much heavier losses than expected, and I didn't think those would be able to move quite so far and quite so fast. That also stops us from killing off this stack of 30, unfortunately, unless we wait. Is there a way we could stop them from reaching us? Doesn't seem likely. Okay, so I've got the placement wrong here. I think we're going to have to move down. These definitely need to stay in place because they're the only things stopping that stack of 30 from reaching us. If we were to go for an attack, it's 7 to 22 kills, which I don't think makes sense. This particular stack is going to move after the stack of 45, so what we could do... just double check this. So yeah, our middle stack moves first. We could take these out. We could actually keep these in place. We could wait. These, of course, have already moved. I think that works. So we're going to take a couple of losses here. That's fine. These perhaps absorb the retaliation. How much health have they got? 10 health left. We could also try to hold these in place. Probably doesn't make too much sense. The pikemen could get killed. So yeah, I think it's fine just to do this. Absorb the retaliation, lose the stack. As they are going to focus down the engineers. Okay, so this stack moves pretty soon, but we want to go for this stack to protect our other halflings. Unfortunately, 2 do survive, but kill this off with retaliation. And now I think we just move back. Do some damage. I did of course mention that I'm not supposed to do that, and then I did it. Okay, 12 to 18 kills if we go for this attack. Let's do it immediately. Do quite a nice amount to those, and then let's try to protect our halflings while also weakening this stack. This stack goes for a simple block. 7 to 16 kills if we go straight for the attack. Stack of 28. I don't think can immediately reach us. We could go straight to the corner, but the familiars do move next, so best option is to go for the attack. So we're actually going to focus down the other stack, and we do get to move now, so we have a choice of which stack we kill. So stack of 28 moves first, we're going to go for those. They're going to try and focus down the halflings. Halflings do now have the opportunity to move away. It is unfortunate that these survive. Oh wow. If we do one more hit point of damage, we could have taken out that stack, but yeah, we would have still been in place, stuck in place by the stack of 2. So we can go in and we can go for these. If we were to move away, let's just check. So I think they're probably going to go for the pikemen. The important thing is they can't damage our halflings if we move away, so let's do that. Yep, so do go for the pikemen, that's completely fine. Let's kill these off. As that stack... oh wow. Does catch us out a bit. Okay, let's go for the biggest stack with the armadillos. Get as close as we can to finishing these off. And yeah, that could have gone better. Got the placement slightly wrong, didn't really take the movement of the familiars into account, so we took a few losses, but we do get basic logistics. 1,500 gold. Lots of experience, it's definitely worth it. So the city hall, we can't quite afford, but we can go for some other stuff we want to, so we could go for the bank, which will give us a temporary boost. Would certainly consider that. The manufactory also is moving us in the right direction. I think the bank probably does make sense because we want to get that city hall as soon as possible. We're going to need extra gold to build up Volta. So let's go back to this. Let's go for the bank. Yep, let's do it. So we're 500 gold off. Then if we go to the south, we can open this up. Should be fine to do that. Then we go back to the west and we go straight towards Volta. Before we do that, pack of bellwether armadillos. I expect they'll start in 2 or 3 stacks. Oh, they actually offer to join us. Okay, so this doesn't tend to happen too much on random maps. We get 12 of those, that's really good. Actually got a pretty good force of them there. So if we go to the southeast, we can grab the treasure chest. I don't think we need to. I'm kind of curious to see what's through here. It is actually open, but I think that's going to be Rion's job to explore. We'll start going back to the west. Winona could also move up. We could always buy an extra hero if we need to. I guess Henrietta could also get her spellbook from Volta. Okay, I think Winona will actually go back. Rion will explore underground. Henrietta will go aggressive. You had a nightmare. First you saw a clear sky, but then the silhouettes of monsters floating in the sky appeared from behind the horizon. They were griffins, manticores, dragons, and even creatures that can't fly by nature. With them moving closer, you could see them in detail, and with fright realized these were no monsters, but rather something much more disgusting. Endless ragged spheres filled with hot air, only looking like monsters because of their form and colour. They filled the sky, encircling you tightly. They start to suppress on you. You can't breathe. You are trapped from all sides by pneumatic monsters. You wake up with a groan. Having recovered from your nightmare, you understand that maybe the ghoulish dream prevented you from a grave mistake. The day before, you had gone to sleep with a thought on gathering your army and tearing down the dockyards of airships. Everything would be as it used to be. Your disturbances would be laid to rest. But if these Bertram and Frederick hold the secret of making airships, how could you be sure no one else knows it? Maybe the enemy's airships are approaching cowardly to your peaceful land from their faraway yet unreachable states just right now. You shudder, and for some time you look with attention to the grotesque clouds moving in the sky. I don't really understand why the idea of airships is supposed to be so disgusting to the main character, but I suppose they are a threat to our safety, allegedly. Okay, this should be a pretty easy fight if they don't get morale. If we go for this, 5 to 12 kills, we're still, I think, better off waiting, because we can go for a good block. So the pikemen are very disposable at this point. We'll use them purely as meat shields. Forced to go for our attacks, we'll go for the strongest stack we can. They do go forward, they take out a few of those, that's fine. Rather lose those than the halflings, we do push through. So the black tower we could also go for, that should be fine to do. It is day 4, so we do have some time, let's probably go for it. So a red dragon should be fine to go for. We could try to bait them in, I can't remember their exact speed stat. We're not on their native terrain. But we do have the option of trying to bait them in by using a 2-hex unit in the middle. I don't think they have enough speed to cross. I think they have about, I want to say 11 speed. If they have 12 speed, they might come straight across, which means they don't wait, makes them easier to kill. Let's see what happens. Oh, they can actually reach the stack of 11. Didn't think that would be the case. Okay, so if we go straight for this, 58 to 175 damage, not quite enough. Best option is to absorb the retaliation. think those losses were probably inevitable, that formation. Weaken them as much as we can. There we go. Okay, so bowstring of the Unicorn's main could be useful. 2,200 gold is also pretty good. We don't want to go for this yet because we don't have a spellbook. Let's go to the stables. Winona goes back to the town. Could also see about scouting west, but we'd have to take some fights, which she could actually do if we take a few basic units start of next week. She should probably do something else before the end of the week. It's pretty difficult to judge though. We could go for some sulfur. Probably have sent her back a bit too soon. Okay, so Rion's going to go east. We're still going to pick this stuff up. Then we go underground. Grab this too. 12,000 gold, that's pretty good. If we go back to the town, we can go for the city hall pretty quickly. Citadel, well, we need to think, what do we want to do before the end of the week? So we could go manufactory, that leads us towards the watchtower. We do have enough, almost enough resources for that. We need slightly more mercury. But then we could do it. Gantry, I think, is going to be out of reach. So if we take the alternative route, we go for the catacombs. That allows us to build the Serpentarium pretty soon after, which actually looks quite doable. I think we go for that route, rather than building up economy. So this does give us some sandworms, which we could use to break through some of these early fights. But I think they're still slightly too tough. Yeah, I don't think 3 sandworms will make enough difference. We do have the extra mercury just there though, but already chosen the Serpentarium route. Okay, let's end the turn there. Go to the stables, grab some extra gold, which is always useful, and let's spread these out once again. So a pack of Ogre Magi, pretty sure we can do this with very few if any losses. We definitely want to wait. Can't reach us even with morale, so we should be okay. Move these up for a block. Let's check if they can reach. Nope. So we're safe for at least one more turn. Block in our bigger stacks. Go for a full powered attack. And hopefully that stack of 1 can't do too much to us. A little bit worried about the first aid tent. Might be worth trying to bait them in. As, yeah, I do fear they're moving in to focus that down. So we do have the stack of 1 pikeman, which could work as a distraction. But also send these down as a distraction, which would be fine. Better to lose an armadillo than a first aid tent. We can't easily replace the first aid tent. It's not a great artifact, but it's worth trying to keep. Try this for now. These will go defensive. We could move these forward, so it's 5 speed and 6 speed, so we could actually move in. It's a little bit dangerous, but if we can do full damage to the stack of 4 just there, it does become safer. So we can. So yeah, we go for that, we send these down, finish off that first stack. These go defensive. 1 stack does go down. Stack of 2 focuses down the armadillos. Yep, so they do focus down the armadillos, that's fine. That protects our first aid tent. These go back to the block. These go defensive. Kill off the strongest stack we can. As we actually fail to do so. Okay, so out of all of these stacks, we're guaranteed 1 kill no matter who we go for. These, if we go for these, we will get retaliated against. I think we still do it. Don't think we'll take a loss. Now they go for the first aid tent. Lose a couple of pikemen, but that's fine. These go in and kill these off, and that is going to be it. Okay, so those losses were not bad. This fight should be relatively straightforward. We might need to rush forward with the armadillos. Not sure how many halflings they have. No losses expected, that's great. Choice between advanced logistics and tactics. So tactics could actually be pretty good. We do start off with luck with Henrietta. So we have one less ideal slot. I think we'll hold back on tactics. It's not one of the most important skills. Can be pretty good. So we could actually go for a second bank, which would be interesting. We need the tavern in order to get the town hall, so let's go straight towards that. Then back in this town, Serpentarium, we require one more crystal and a lot more wood. So the wood could actually be a problem. There is a little bit underground. So let's go back to Rion. Go towards this. And I need to try and find some more. Okay, so Foundry to the north could pick up a few more units if we go for the manufactory, which could make sense. Serpentarium. We're not too far off. A couple of turns more of wood would cover that. So perhaps City Hall would make sense. It is approaching the end of the week, but I think getting the Serpentarium by day 7 is the most important thing. A bit of extra production of automatons doesn't matter too much. Yeah, I think we go City Hall for now. Should get some more gold to make up for it pretty soon. Then Henrietta moves in. So what we could do, there's wood actually to the west. What we could do is we could move in. Ideally, we could have gone for the Mage Guild this turn. If we go to the east, we could take on a pack of air elementals. There is a chance they come with storm elementals. So I think we're better off doing that later. We'll go west for now. We'll see where this leads. So we'll let someone else pick that stuff up, although I guess we could probably do it ourselves. Yeah, there's not anyone close enough, so Henrietta will pick up those extra resources. Winona. If we were to pick up some extra units, we could take on the familiars. She, I think, needs a spell book. Let's check what we have in our Mage Guild too. So we do have slow, we do have magic arrow, we do have, let's have a look, 20 spell points immediately. So once we've done that, we get ourselves a chest, we get towards Death's Gate. That's probably fine. Let's do it. Should mostly pay for itself. So these things are 8 speed. Definitely helps us a lot. Buy the spellbook. Could go for this on the way, but I think we just go straight the attack. So actually no losses expected, 20, which was the lowest possible number. This will be guarded, so we'll ignore for now. We'll go for gold. And we'll start pushing south. This weird necropolis zone. I'm not really sure what to do with that. Gonna end the turn there. You had a dream again. You are on the deck of an airship, flying to the clouds with overwhelming speed. Everything around you screeching, swinging, moving. The construct is so... I'm not sure I should say that word. The construct is so... I'm gonna say janky. It may fall apart every second. Hundreds of feet of void are under you, a deep blackness dappled with stars is above you, and somewhere even higher is a little blown sphere, the only thing saving both the ship and you from a fall. But when you fly so high, none have ever done, the sphere crumbles and you fall. Okay, let's grab a few extra resources. I will ignore the wagon for now and just stay aggressive. We can see the airship yard right there, and we're not too far off being able to take that on. I think we want a few extra dwellings here because we're approaching the end of the week. As tempting as Town Hall is, we can probably afford to go for the ranch. We're not too far off Serpentarium. Do need some more gold. So let's go for this. 2,000 gold, that's perfect. This stuff's all far too tough for us. Okay, so we're not too far off. Let's go for this and let's continue to scout for now. Take the foundry for the extra production. Don't want to buy the units. We'll go to the obelisk. See the rail is underground. Okay, so lots of null marauders, that should be quite easy to break through. It does get us an extra chest, potentially not quite enough. The Dwarven Treasury could maybe be done, but I don't want to take on lots of gogs. We'll go for this first. Should probably do this for the XP, as we take no losses. Let's grab 2,000 gold, that's perfect, that's just enough for the Serpentarium, although actually... still short on crystal. Is there crystal underground? Surprisingly, nothing obvious, so we could trade if we have to. There's some crystal there. Lots of Master Gremlins would probably take at least one loss. Can we even get through? We'd have to take on the Magi first. This is 3 turns away otherwise. So yeah, might have to make a bad trade. So we'll ignore the mummies for now, even though I think we could do this. We'll still have to pay for the airship, so we don't need to rush into that. There's some crystal just there. Pack of ogres. We've already proven we can break through. Okay, so let's wait. So ogre magi pretty fast, but the normal ogres won't be an issue. Okay, so they've stayed just out of range. Let's go for the bottom stack. Try and protect first aid tent. These go defensive. Then we wait. So we could use the stack of 10 armadillos. These things are 4 speed, we are 4 speed. But yeah, the stack of 10 armadillos could come in just to finish the stack off. I think these do go down to sacrifice themselves. Protect the tent. So we don't want to send these in, we're going to go defensive. We're going to weaken these. Then these can come in and finish them off. Next round we can take out the Ogre Magi before they move. Probably won't finish them off, but we'll do enough. So these go up for the block. We'll try to protect our mechanics. These are already out of range of the stack of 3, so we'll go defensive. We'll focus on these. I think we're safe to do this. Chance of a kill if we go for this, which we do get. Please defend. Okay, so that stack unfortunately does reach us, we do lose an armadillo, but we can finish those off. And 2 losses, we do get through. This is Horn of the Abyss, so we can say no to the Scholar if we don't like what we get. We do get some knowledge, which is great. Okay, so we'll move to the west. We can now safely go for the Serpentarium. We could still do that next turn though, so I think Town Hall is probably better. Keep the production coming. And we can pretty safely go for Upgraded Ranch, but it's not necessary before the end of the week. We could go for the pen. Get some extra production. Citadel might be better, but only if we can afford both. And at the moment... let's actually have a look. How is our income doing? So we are getting 2,500 per turn, which means we can go for Serpentarium next turn guaranteed. There's a little bit more gold there. A little bit more gold through the Serpent Flies. So yeah, I think we can probably get away with Citadel. It's not super clear cut. If we have to trade, we probably could. There's some crystal there if we need it, but we don't for now. Yeah, I think we can get away with it. If we have to trade, we can trade sulfur. We're doing this for the extra sandworm production mainly. Yeah, end the turn there. Grab this gold, it's not very much. Hope for a bit more from the Serpent Flies, as there's no way through there. Okay, so fortunately they do not start with dragonflies. We're going to focus this stack down, bring these up to defend. Rest of our stacks defend. Okay, we'll definitely go for basic wisdom. We will take the 1500 gold, which leaves us slightly short. Probably not much of a chance to get gold from anywhere else. So yeah, no way through any of this stuff. Can't reach any of the stuff near the Magi, and that's about as far as we can go. We can probably take on the gnolls, that's fine, but it's no reward. If we go back above ground, there's the campfire there, but we need to go through the quest card, which we've not yet investigated. I'll try going to the wagon. I don't think they tend to give you gold. Do get the black shard of the dead knight though. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some trading. So yeah, if we trade for 400 gold, that does get us an extra coatl. So as tempting as it is to get the ranch for the extra unit production, for this turn at least, marketplace makes sense. Let's get ourselves the best rate possible. That is an extra 500 gold, so I'm not sure it pays for itself, but if we just trade 7 of these, I guess another 5 just gets us over the mark. We still have a good amount of sulfur. Go for the Serpentarium on day 7, and then I think we do go for the gnolls. So a loss is expected to these. If we play around with weight, we should be fine. We also, of course, have magic arrow if needed. Move down. So 9 to 12 kills. This should be fine. We can just wait. Please defend. So we kill those off with retaliation. We can move in, go for the attack on 15. They retaliate. We still have 34 hit points. We do get the initiative at the start of the next round, so we pull across. Then we wait. Attack of 4 comes towards us. Let's defend. Then let's wait. Let's wait again. No morale, so we're nice and safe. So the mechanics finish these off. Then we send these in. We get to attack twice. Not too bad. Similar fight just there, let's go for it. Shouldn't need to take any losses. Let's grab some extra attack, and lots of crewmates might be going a bit far. I think it's time to return to the town for the start of the next week. If we go for the lots of mummies, I'm pretty sure we could do it. The concern is if there are more like 49 of them, that becomes a big problem. We don't need to go for that yet. So I think we start moving back. End the turn there. Conquering new lands is a deed for courageous ones. To conquer the skies, one must be even braver. A king can't be faint-hearted. Not showing a sign of fear, you step on a deck of an airship. This one would fly you up higher than the towers of your castles and even the snowy peaks of the mountains. Would you fly high and be victorious, or fall to the earth and be defeated? Okay, so the next week begins. Let's go straight for a few extra resources from here. Let's go back to Rion, I guess, although actually there's some more stuff you can explore. I think we ignore the scholar. Let's go up to the surface. So we've got 9 ore, which should be fine for our current purposes. Let's go to the west. See what this wants. So we need to give them 10,000 gold, 25 wooden ore, and that gets us the ranch, an extra foundry, warehouse of gems. That doesn't seem like a good deal. That seems very indulgent. Okay, so we do want to go to the windmill. That gets us some more ore, and if we go back to this, we could go for Mage Guild. We probably have just enough movement points to end the turn in there. Gets us our spellbook, gets us 8 extra spell points to fill up our knowledge. So yeah, I think we go towards that. Definitely go for the Mage Guild. Definitely pick up the spellbook, as we do get some pretty useful spells. So we've got haste, we've got slow, we've got magic arrow. We don't yet have earth magic, so we'll definitely hold out for that, but we'll get the mass haste relatively soon. Okay, so I think Winona should probably come back to the town. Lots of wolf raiders is not too difficult to do, but for now let's just go to the town. So if we go for these, they're 2,000 gold each, not too bad. Let's get ourselves some extra movement points start of next turn, and Rion is just going to pick up some resources. Okay, so if we return to this, we could maybe go back to the bank. We do have access to another 2,500. If we were to do that, what is the immediate gain? Don't think there's anything worth chasing. So let's end the turn there. So Henrietta now has some spells. She has all of her spell points back. She has 3 spell power, which is not too bad. At this point, we should be pretty safe to take these on. We're going to put these in the middle because they're our fastest units. Might need to rush forward. Let's go for it. So there are 0 storm elementals, which means we should hang back. So this stack is safe. This stack should move up. Pretty sure 8 of these can't take out the first aid tent. Okay, forced to attack, so we'll go for it. I think 5 of these, they have waited, so they're going to move twice. I think as long as we go defensive and make sure they have no path to the halflings, don't have to worry too much about that. Okay, so they go for those instead, they put themselves in range, we finish them off, so just the 1 loss. And let's see what we get. Basic intelligence, okay, that could be worth going for, but we got 2 slots left. We definitely want earth magic. I'd take armorer. Actually, we get leadership and luck. So yeah, there are a few skills we could definitely go for there. I don't think we prioritize intelligence. See what this is? So it's the spell. That's probably not super worth going for. Not yet been to the wagon there, so we'll check that out. Probably also check out what the spell is. Okay, well, I think we have done enough for the first episode, so thanks for watching, guys. Do check the playlist link in the description for all further episodes. If they have not yet been released, you can subscribe to the channel to catch them as they are released. But yeah, that's all for now. I'll see you in part 2.